All right, sixth graders, we are back. You will need graph paper for this lesson again. We are looking at 8-8, and this time, instead of graphing equations, we're going to graph linear. Remember, it's linear means straight line, and inequalities. So we aren't going to have equal signs this time, inequalities. Okay, so kind of the first thing in inequality, we can have less than or greater than. When graphing this today, you're going to want a dotted line. Kind of like when we graphed these number lines. It doesn't include anything on that dotted line. When graphing less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you want a solid line because it does include that. So again, it's not just going to be the answer today. We're going to include dotted and straight lines, and then we're going to also include shading because, again, with linear inequalities, there's going to be a lot more than the answer that's just on the line. So we're going to look at check 1 first. So make sure you have your graph paper for this. And we're going to look, at check 1. So this was, I'm going to scroll back to my top. Y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 1. So we already have it in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So we don't have to do any switching for that. Okay, so go ahead, graph that line first. Oops, it jumped down. So again, -1 is the y-intercept. Okay, the slope is 3/1, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Maybe down 2, 3 over 1. Down 2, 3 over 1. So that part's not new. But since this is a less than or equal to sign, remember what we said before. This one is going to be a solid line. So go ahead, connect. Oops. And have your arrows. This is what we had before, but since we have an inequality, now we got to go ahead and plug in a point. And it doesn't matter what point you plug in. Hint, I always plug in the point 0, 0 as long as the line's not going on it, because that is an easy point to plug in. So I'm going to plug in the point 0, 0 right there. So I'm going to plug it into this equation. 0 for y, 3 times 0 for x, times sign minus 1. We're going to see if this is true. So 3 times 0 is 0 minus 1. Is this true? Is 0 greater than or equal to -1? Pac-Man is eating the bigger number. So yes, this is true. And since we put the point on this side, 0, 0, we're going to shade everything on this side. So again, my answer is everything on the line and everything to that left of the diagonal. So it's not just the line this time, it's all of these things that are shaded are answers for this because it's an inequality. Okay, so we're going to try this one also, the check 1b. So this was the equation they give to you. And look at it's already in y equals mx plus b form. So the first step is just to graph the line. That's what we've already done. The y-intercept, what is that? It's a positive 3, 1, 2, 3. The slope, remember guys, oops, sorry, it keeps jumping. The slope is a -x, so remember when it's no number in front of it, it means 1. So it's -1/1. So I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay, this time, it's a less than or greater than sign. So again, like we said before, it is not a solid line, it's a dashed line. But it still has arrows. Okay, still has arrows. So again, you'll probably be able to show this a little bit better on yours. Make sure I can clearly tell, guys, if it's a dashed line or a dotted line. So again, now we're going to see which side to shade. Are we going to shade up here or are we going to shade down here? So again, it doesn't matter what point you can pick. You can pick 5, 8, you know what I mean? But again, I always pick, if the line's not going through it, I always pick the point 0, 0. So I'm going to plug it in. 0, -0. There's no such thing. Okay, so again, 3. Is this sentence true? Is Pac-Man eating the bigger number right now? No, that is not true. So we can't shade on the side that we plugged in, 0, 0. We got to shade the opposite. Okay. So again, if it does work out, you shade the side that the point you plugged in. If it doesn't work out, you shade the opposite side. So again, since these are inequalities, it doesn't include just the line. It includes all the answers that we also shaded, or possibilities for this. So again, you can try 2 examples like number 1. I'm going to try the check 2 for this. So you can try the example 2 in the book, but I'm going to try the check 2. And it kind of already gave you this example here, guys. It said adult tickets to the school play cost $4. Okay. Children's tickets cost $2. Your goal is to sell at least $30 of tickets. So let X be the number of children's tickets, Y be the amount of adult tickets, and graph a linear inequality. So our first job, guys, is to set up an equation. So again, we can have 2x, because it's $2 per kid's ticket, plus 4y, because it costs $4 per kid's ticket. We want to sell at least $30. So again, $30 is the minimum. We want to sell at least that. Okay. This time, though, it's not in y equals mx plus b form. So we got some solving to do first for this. So I'm going to get rid of this 2x. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, left with a 4y, a negative 2x, and plus 30. Okay, we still got a step left. We got to get y by itself. So to get rid of that, oops, I got to divide both sides by 4. Divide this by 4, divide this by 4. So again, I have y is less than or equal to, or sorry, greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 7.5 or 7.5. So this is what I'm going to graph here. Okay, now it's in y equals mx plus b form. And if we think about this, guys, we can't have a negative amount of tickets or a negative amount of money. So we're only going to be dealing with quadrant 1 when graphing this, because you can't have, you know, a negative amount of people come to your show or kind of lose money for just selling tickets. So again, my first point goes at 7.5. So I'm going to graph that here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. And again, this is going to be tricky for me, guys, because my graph is so small, but 7.5. Okay, the slope was down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, because it was negative 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to go down 1 over 2. Oops. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. And mine goes, you will want to go all the way down till it gets down 1 over 2. I'm just kind of estimating down 1 over 2 towards it gets that. So again, it was greater than or equal to, so it's a solid line. And 2, you don't even have to put a test point in for this one. You can. That's the minimum. We said at least $30. So this is how I would make at least $30. So I can sell this or more. I can kind of use that common sense to kind of think, oh yeah, I don't want to sell less than that amount. I want to sell more than that amount. So I got to shade up and to the right for that one. Okay, up and to the right. So now the trickiest part, guys, is example 3. Instead of one line, I'm going to have 2 different lines on this. Okay, So I'm going to try check 3A and B, and I already kind of have the two systems, and I'm going to kind of use my color coordinating for this. So this was for example 3. I have two lines. I'm going to graph them on the same graph. So I'm going to do this one first. It's already in y equals mx plus b form. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my first point. My slope is down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, or up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Again, decide solid or dotted line. It's less than or equal to. Sorry guys that it keeps jumping around. I must be having my hand on it. Solid line. Again, try to connect your dots as best as you can. I'm going to plug in the point 0, 0. So 0 is less than or equal to negative 2 times 0 minus 5. So again, 0, that's 0 and negative 5. So again, is that true? No, that is not true. So I'm going to shade everything that was not at the point 0, 0. So I'm going to shade this way. Okay, so that's that line. Now I'm going to shade the blue one. Y is less than 1/2 x. So again, the y-intercept is 0. The slope is up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. This one is a dashed line this time. Now on this, guys, I can't use the point 0, 0 because, again, my y-intercept was at 0, 0. So, again, you pick any point. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick 0. Oh, I'm going to pick, I could pick the point 0, 2 here. So, again, I'm going to plug in 2 for y, 1/2 times 0. And, again, it would come out to 2, my computer froze up here, 2 and 1/2 times 0 is 0. Is this true? Is Pac-Man eating the bigger number? No, that is not true. So I got to shade the opposite. I got to shade this way. Now, guys, your final answer, you have the green shaded, the blue shaded. Do you see where they overlap? That's where you want to take your pen and darken that. This is the answer where they both overlap. So my answer is the purple. So just make sure I can tell if it's a dotted line, if it's a straight line, and then take a pen or some other like colored pencil to darken your shaded part over that so I can tell what your final answer is. Okay? So again, I'm gonna walk through one more like that. So again, these are already both in y equals mx plus b form. So I'm gonna plug in my y-intercept is negative 1 for this. My slope is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1, or down 1. Decide if it is a solid or dotted line. You're right if you said dotted. Okay. Again, this doesn't cross through 0, 0. It's close to it, but I can use 0, 0 this time. So 0, 0 minus 1, 0. Again, that is not, oh yes, that is true. 0 is bigger than, so I can shade on this side where I plugged in the point. Okay. The next one, my y-intercept is at a positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is up 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Down 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oops, I'm going to go a little bit further. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And again, this one is also a dotted line. Connect the arrows. Connect the arrows. Again, I'm going to use the test point because it doesn't cross right over at 0. So you can see why 0 is an easy test point, guys. Because again, a lot of things turn to 0. Ah, yes, that is true. So I'm going to shade in the side of 0, 0. So that is this side. Oops, there it goes. Okay, and then again, you take your pen